Darcie, lead me up to current day. Kind of what happened. You joined the
Okay.
Reigns group. You were there for 8 years or so, and kind of lead me up to today.
hmm So nothing bad happened. I still adore that team. They are great people, and it was just 8 years. This is I don't want to say the last leg of my career, but it became a time, a matured point that you start having ideas, and you're so confined from a team. And most people say, I mean, to be on one team for 8 years, that's a hell of a run. That's quite a run, but that tells you about the people and what that core came from. There was a point that I did this independently before, and I had to go out and I
Do it
had to
again.
do it again. Yeah, whether I'm going to fall on my face or not, I'm not one of those people. And as you see, now the trend is to have these large teams. Okay, I'll go independent. I've got some partners. I might have a buyer's agent or two. I've got a
Yeah.
virtual assistant. Actually, I have two. Um, but I found out I'm a micromanager. Like, I'll make someone's life miserable. It's terrible. Like, now you're doing it wrong. So as long as I get like my functionality figured out, there's never a never. I do get agents from time to time that'll say, "Hey, can you mentor me?" Or, "Would you ever start a team?" And I'm just not comfortable doing that right now.
Yeah.
Uh, doesn't mean tomorrow I won't.
Yeah.
I have to enjoy this right now, and I truly am enjoying where I am right now, which is kind of crazy because I'm kind of the man band, but I don't take on more than I can handle. And I've got it positioned to where if things just went bonkers and crazy, but I am just at a steady flow. And I would say probably 95% of my business, let's say 80% of my business is repeat and referral, and the other 20% is lead gen.
Yeah.
And but that's where the partners come in. So if there's too much there, we're flipping and we're working we're working that partnership,
Yeah.
you know.
For sure.
So yeah,
For sure. Yeah. You're right. 8 years at one team. I think the average is like 3 to 4. That an agent's going to be on a team.
right.
And either they're either going to outgrow you, or they're not going to make it in the business, and that's just the reality of the business. But yeah, you don't see that too often, and that's awesome that one had the experience, right? Went to one of the top teams,
Right.
in our market to learn from, and those opportunities. So
Right.
I want to kind of, and to me personally, but I think VAs are kind of the next pivot a little bit, and what's possible for our industry.
Yep.
I think early on, 2011, 12, 13, people tried virtual assistants, but it just wasn't there yet. And I think now, because of COVID, there's a lot of bad that happened because of COVID, but there was
hmm
also a lot of good that happened because of COVID. And now, because of COVID, um, pretty much everyone became a virtual assistant from working from home, right? Everyone just got
Right.
comfortable with that role and
Right.
how to communicate, right? From, you know, an employee to an employee
Right.
relationship, to a boss to an employee, or whatever the case may be. And I think now there's a lot of people starting to lean on, especially in our industry, starting to lean on virtual assistants, and helping create those leverage points, to take things off your plate, so you can still remain kind of that
hmm
one man band, but still provide the client
hmm
a high level of customer service in other areas, right? To where maybe you don't have to be as heavily involved in.
Absolutely. And that's
Um,
been integral to
yeah,
my side of it, because there's so much of that minutia that's repetitive
yeah,
that COVID let us perfect the dialogue book. So, As long as there is some computer literacy there, I can train you that part of the business in a couple of hours and have you pulling out the same stuff that I do. I mean, I've got my kids doing it sometimes too, because they're a great tax write-off too if I pay them a salary.
Pro tip.
Pro tip. Yes. Kids,
so I want
$12,000 a year
per each one.
Each.